last fire will rise. The last fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear. That voice so clear.
Hello, YouTubers. So today I wanted to do another book review. I recently read I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. Now, this is you may have seen the Will Smith movie based on this book. And actually, I until I recently picked up this book, I never realized that this was actually a book before it was a movie. So I thought it would be interesting to read. I liked the movie. I've seen it once, but I did like it, and so I thought it would be cool to kind of to read the book. Now with the movie, they made it kind of seem. I guess they never really came out and said exactly what it was, but they did make the creatures seem like zombies. So with my zombie craze as of late, I thought it would be cool to read this book. That's the first thing that's a little weird. The funny thing is, the book was like absolutely 100% nothing like the movie. So first off, and I'm not spoiling anything here because they pretty much come right out and say it like right away in the book. They're not zombies in the book; they're vampires. So it's very different. They actually talk. They threaten the character. They're vampires. They're not really, I guess, vampires in the sense of how you think of vampires either, typically, but, they're very clearly stated that they are vampires in the book, not zombies at all. So again, like I said, the book was nothing like the movie, and to be honest, I'm sad to say I really wanted to like it. I really wanted to come here and be able to tell you guys that it was awesome. This has got to be the most awful book I have ever read. No offense to anybody who maybe may have enjoyed it. I'm sure there are people who enjoyed it, but to me, it was just so boring. I just felt like I was reading through most of the book, waiting, thinking, okay, is something gonna happen? Is something gonna happen? It was just really freaking boring. And then, finally something happens, and the book's over. I mean, it's like, okay, there were a few like actual events, but they always just, for the most part, end up leading up to nothing until then the book's just abruptly over. It made me seem like I read all that for what? It was like nothing. Now, the other thing, and this is probably the fault of the copy of the book I have, I'm sure other copies probably made it a little more clear, but I wasn't aware that this was, not a novel. It's basically a collection of short stories. Now, granted, I Am Legend was the main story and the longest of them, but then it was just followed up by a bunch of short stories. The copy that I own shows no indication of that whatsoever. So all of a sudden, I'm just, I read to the end of I Am Legend. I'm starting to read these other stories, and I'm thinking they're just another chapter of the same story. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, one of them was about, a murderous doll. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, what the hell is this? What does this have to do with the story? So I ended up looking online, and I found out that's because, again, like I said, it's not just one story. It's a collection of short stories. This book, my copy of the book, says nothing about that. So that was just that was a little weird, and that threw me off. So some of those were pretty good. I haven't read through all of them yet because, to be honest, I just got sick of the book. Like I read a book for a book, not for a bunch of short stories, and I don't get a lot of a chance to read. So I want to read a whole book when I'm reading. So I moved on to something else. I'll go back and read the other short stories here and there. But so anyway, sadly, as much as I wanted to really like this book, I really can't recommend it. I just found it honestly to be boring. Okay, well, if you've read it, let me know what you think. Maybe you disagree with me, maybe you agree. And if you can think of any actual good zombie books that you know of, because I have yet to find any, please suggest them in the comments below, because I would love to read some. Okay, thank you, YouTubers. Have a nice day.
Cry, little sister.